Flag. So Muslims, like many other religious communities, Catholics, people of the Jewish faith, we sometimes will, when we have a dispute or have a contract to write, go to religious representatives so that it can be done within our understanding of our faith. And as long as those contracts that are signed are legal under the US code, such things should be enforceable in courts. But what the actual impact of these laws, because they use foreign law, and the language that's in American laws for American courts specifically says, is essentially that if anything that happens violates the Constitution, then that's illegal, is redundant because that's what the Constitution says.
So then, essentially, are these pieces of legislation and these efforts at passing legislation a purely symbolic exercise?
To date, absolutely. We haven't seen any of these laws used in court at this point in time. So if you're looking for a vehicle to smear a religion and have leaders in a state say horrible things about a faith, this is a perfect vehicle for it, which is why we see it so often. When a legislature has used actually the term Sharia or the term Islam in one of these bills, it gets dealt with fairly quickly. Oklahoma is the key example because that's where it actually went to court. They passed a law in Oklahoma that said that judges in that state would not be able to consider Sharia or foreign law. We sued them, the organization I work for, CARE, 2 days after it was introduced. 3 years later, that law was deemed unconstitutional by an appeals court. And think about the Oklahoma area. This is not a liberal area, right? So that these were not liberal judges. So far, fortunately, we have seen the judiciary, at least, remembering what the Bill of Rights is about and making sure that Muslims, at least in that venue, get equal protections under the law.
And of course, it's a tremendous amount of expense at taxpayers, from taxpayers' wallets, if you will, to even